Part 80. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 820. Why did you think of coming to my place today? You didn't say anything in advance when you came. I already told Teacher Lin that she should be here soon. Fang Lian's smile was very relaxed at this time. Now it's not like the gym leader battle with Yang Yu before. The gym battle is over, and Fang Lian doesn't have to think about any subsequent elf battles with Yang Yu, which makes her feel much more relaxed. Senior Sister Fang, I'm sorry, I made an impromptu decision to come here. I didn't tell Senior Sister Fang in advance. I'm really sorry, Yang Yu said with some embarrassment. Fang Lian smiled and said, if you notify me in advance, if there are any water-based moves you want to learn, I can also have someone prepare them in advance. Next time for sure, next time for sure. Yang Yu nodded repeatedly. This time he decided to come to the Jiangdong Province Water Gym. Yang Yu thought about it, but there was only this place where he could conduct Xiao Baobao's mega test. Senior Sister Fang Lian has a swamp monster that can evolve into mega, and she also has her own experience with mega. Little Baobao's first mega evolution has not yet been carried out. After success, Little Baobao will need a suitable opponent for the next mega. Sister Fang Lian's Mega Swampert is the best opponent choice. Of course, as for failure, there are with the little dream demon here, will it still fail? Fang Lian asked, Junior brother Yang Yu, tell me, what do you need my help with this time? If you want to test the elf's strength, we can't do it here in the gym. You can go to the private grounds of the gym. Yang Yu heard the words little junior brother and replied with a smile, Senior Sister Fang, there is indeed an elf that needs to be tested for strength, and the only place I can think of is you, Senior Sister Fang. Fang Lian was very happy in his heart. This was a feeling of being trusted, so he quickly said, does your dumb king need a specific test of strength? This is Fang Lian's guess. Because King Dede was promoted from the gym level to the King of Heaven, it is difficult to give a specific description of where the ceiling of combat power is and how strong it is without having conducted an elf battle with other king-level elves. Therefore, it is very normal for Fang Lian to have such thoughts. However, she still underestimated her abnormal junior brother Yang. Are you dumb? That's not the case. What I came here to ask Senior Sister Fang to test is my other Gyarados. Yang Yu shook his head and then raised his tone. Lang Wengxing's eyelids couldn't help but twitch. He almost thought that Yang Yu was here to demolish the gym again. Is it the smaller Gyarados? Lang Wengxing asked quickly, even feeling a little nervous. Well, yes, it's the smaller Gyarados, Yang Yu replied with a smile. Huh. Lang Wengxing breathed a sigh of relief, and his heart that had been in his throat for a moment finally fell back. As long as it's not the giant Gyarados. Even North America's King Dwight's king-level elf suffered huge losses from Yang Yu's giant Gyarados. If you want to test the strength of that elf, with the strength of the current gym, 10 or 8 are not enough. Destroyed by the giant Gyarados. Not long after Lang Wengxing's little heart fell steadily, Yang Yu's next words were probably going to make Lang Wengxing's heart jump out from the bottom of his heart. It may involve the evolution of Mega, so I can only trouble Senior Sister Fang, Yang Yu said in a low voice. Sigma. Lang Wengxing. Damn it, what is this man talking about? What was Yang Yu saying just now? Mega evolution? Lang Wengxing was completely stunned at this time. It's not that he has never seen the previous state of the Scarlet Gyarados, but that state does not belong to the Mega Evolution in the traditional sense. Because there are no evil attributes, the Scarlet Gyarados is still a combination of water and flight. Department of Elves. Yang Yu's smaller Gyarados is actually not comparable to ordinary Gyarados. It has gym-level strength, and its destructive power is not as strong as that of the giant Gyarados. But things will be different after Mega evolves. That was going to explode. Senior Sister Fang Lian was startled at first, and then expressed her doubts. Mega Evolution, Junior Brother Yang Yu, if you want to Mega Evolve, let's not talk about the issue of Elf Mega Stone and Keystone for now. Why choose a smaller one? What about the Carp Dragon, not your salty fish king? Although Fang Lian's words sounded calm at this time, there was already a storm in his heart. Her experience and vision are much richer than Lang Wengxing's. Yang Yu said such words and even came here. That almost impossible fact was already placed in front of Fang Lian. Yang Yu holds the Gyarados Mega Stone in his hand. Thinking that Yang Yu had issued a request for an evolution keystone in the Elf Alliance some time ago, the Elf Alliance would naturally do its best to deliver the keystone to Yang Yu as soon as possible. In this way, Yang Yu's purpose of coming here is already clear. No wonder. No wonder. Everything is connected. Only, Fang Lian still has a lot of doubts in his heart. Why are there Gyarados Megastones and Evolution Keystones for smaller Gyarados? Why not use such nuclear weapons on the even more terrifying giant Gyarados? Fang Lian thought of the Scarlet Gyarados with king-level combat power. Maybe the path taken by that Gyarados was different from the path of Super Evolution using Megastone? Yang Yu paused for a moment. Salted Fish King. The scene of primitive return to super evolution has only appeared in the secret realm of Sky City. Even in the battle of the heavenly kings of Mount Fuji, in order to pursue the more exciting effect of water and flight after being shocked by electricity, under the thunder clouds, Xian the Fish King has never used that state. Even though the changes on his body have shown a return to the original state, the huge size of the Salted Fish King itself is enough to hide the secrets. Therefore, senior sister Fang Lian doesn't know that Yang Yu's Salted Fish King has mastered the primitive return super evolution, which is more terrifying than using Megastone to complete super evolution. If the super evolution accomplished by using the Megastone is the use of the mysterious power hidden in the Megastone, then the Salted Fish King after the original return and super evolution. This deity is the embodiment of power. It works, but it's not necessary. The Salted Fish King is not suitable for using the Gyarados Megastone. If I offered it to him, he would choose to refuse it. The Gyarados Megastone is more suitable for little Gyarados, Yang Yu said simply. Regarding the trump card of the original return to super evolution, Yang Yu did not want to reveal it so quickly. The dull Quasi King and the small and violent Mega Evolution are enough. Lang Wengxing didn't know what to say. Listen, is this human talk? The Salted Fish King will refuse to use Megastone for Super Evolution. Boss, yes boss. At this moment, Lang Wengxing finally understood what the gym leader said before. The reason why Yang Yu had no chance to become the gym leader was not because Yang Yu was not strong enough, but because Yang Yu was too strong. The identity of the gym leader is no longer comparable to Yang Yu's strength. How terrifying is this strength? Even the identity of the gym leader cannot match Yang Yu's strength, so there is only one answer. Yang Yu, the king of heaven. Every elf has its own path. I didn't expect you, Yang Yu, to make such a choice. It's really incredible, senior sister Fang Lian exclaimed repeatedly. What kind of quality is this? He did not choose to communicate the Megastone and Evolution Keystone with the Salted Fish King for Super Evolution, but instead left such an opportunity to little Bao Bao. At least, if Fang Lian makes this decision himself, he will definitely give this opportunity to a more powerful elf, right? Such a decision. I'm getting old. Senior sister Fang Lian shook her head. She had mentioned it countless times. It was incredible that Teacher Lin accepted this closed disciple. The moment Yang Yu signaled the little dream demon to take out the gift he had prepared for little Bao Bao's dream from the ghost space, a familiar and shocked voice came from not far behind him. Gyarados Megastone. Grandma Lin, here we come. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 821. Really? When senior sister Fang Lian saw the red and blue stone wrapped in dark yellow in the hand of the little dream demon Yang Yu wore on his head, she was still shocked even though she had expected it. For a moment. Elf megastones themselves are very rare, and megastones that match your own elf are even rarer. Fang Lian knows that the Chinese Elf Alliance has sent a large number of secret exploration teams to search for resources in various secret realms in the country, especially in major mines, hoping to find the elf megastone hidden underground, especially it's the Gyarados megastone. But I never expected. Yang Yu seems to already have one of the Gyarados megastones that the Elf Alliance has yet to find. As for whether it is true or false, Fang Lian naturally does not think that the Gyarados megastone in Yang Yu's hand is fake. Since Yang Yu took it out, it must be true. Lang Wengxing, the chief resident trainer of the water gymnasium, was once again shocked and speechless by Yang Yu's handiwork. Every time Yang Yu appeared, Lang Wengxing was frightened. Perhaps because of his age, he couldn't hold his breath at all. This is so shocking. Teacher Lin. Grandma Lin. Master Lin. Grandma Lin had already arrived at the water gym at this time. She saw the Gyarados megastone in the little dream monster's left hand and the evolution keystone in her right hand. She, who has experienced countless things and is old, said the same in her tone. He has the same disbelief as an ordinary trainer. Fang Lian, Yang Yu, and Lang Wengxing looked respectfully in the direction of Grandma Lin at the same time. This is the real Gyarados megastone, okay, great. Yang Yu could see that Grandma Lin's arms were obviously shaking. Seeing the joyful expression on Grandma Lin's face, she was nervous and happy at the same time. Yang Yu was also very satisfied to be able to make such an old man who cared about Yang Yu happy. Yang Yu, have you used it? Can Gyarados be able to complete the super evolution? Grandma Lin grabbed Yang Yu's arm and asked eagerly, her eyes full of expectation. Yang Yu said slowly and softly, Grandma Lin, not yet. This time I came to the water gym because I wanted to try the mega evolution of Gyarados. Okay. 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 This place is not suitable for the time being. The water gymnasium is still under repair. Xiao Fang, let's go to the river. Grandma Lin has a lot to say, but she wants to see something in her heart. When it comes to the scene where Yang Yu Gyarados mega evolves, it becomes even more urgent. It is true that the mega evolution of Gyarados will release powerful evil power, but evil power is not an evil power. The power itself is not scary. What is scary is its master. Yang Yu had some impressions of this river area. This is an area that belongs to the water system gym and is under the jurisdiction of the water system gym. This was the place where Yang Yu's salted fish king once learned to surf. At that time, Yang Yu also changed into surfing clothes and followed the salted fish king to feel the oncoming huge waves. At this time, 4 figures were already standing on the bank of the river. Lang Wengxing, as a trainer who is qualified to become a water gym leader in the future, can also go to watch the mega evolution of Gyarados, but he must keep the secret. On this point, Lang Wengxing certainly knows the importance of this matter from being the resident intern trainer in the water gym to becoming the chief trainer now, and he can see the evolution of Gyarados mega in the elf world with his own eyes. For Lang Wengxing, it is also a broadening of horizons. Keeping secrets is the most basic principle of his professional ethics, so there will be no problem in coming. Beside Yang Yu, Dada was already standing, De Meili and Hakalong were already in position by the water, and the salted fish king was already waiting at the rear. Today's real protagonist is, still in the elf ball. The scene was extremely solemn. How does it feel to use Megastone to evolve Mega? This problem has a very deep impression on the owner of Fang Lian, especially when the Swampert Mega evolves for the first time. Every bit of the elves cultivated will be between the Keystone and the Elven Megastone. Memories unfold in the evolutionary bridge built. For Grandma Lin, the feeling is even more profound. There is a deep relationship between every trainer and his elf that others may not be able to understand. Only by feeling it yourself can you understand the inseparable bond. Grandma Lin is looking forward to it, senior sister Fang Lian is looking forward to it, and Lang Wengxing is waiting for the super evolution of Yang Yu's small Gyarados with a heart of learning. At this time, Yang Yu was making the final handover with the little dream demon. Looking into each other's eyes was like a sacred ritual. Little dream demon, the next step is up to you. Yang Yu took a deep breath, and with the confused looks in the eyes of Grandma Lin, Fang Lian, and Lang Wengxing, he solemnly handed the little Bao Bao Pokeball into the hands of the little dream demon. This is doing what? Carrot. The little dream demon took the elf ball from Yang Yu's hand with the same seriousness. The usual playful and smiling face took on a new look, as if he had transformed into a dream demon, which made people feel extremely reliable. This is a big event for Xiao Baobao, and it is a wish of Xiao Baobao. When he was in the secret realm of the Sky City, little Bao Bao looked at the super-evolved Bai Diao with extremely envious eyes. The Bai Diao was swimming freely in the air, and its extremely bright red head feathers were majestically flying. Flying freely in the air. The power of super evolution fills Xiao Baobao with absolute expectations. He will not forget that the angry blow of the salty fish king in the secret realm of Sky City fully activated the evil power hidden in the body, and the powerful super evolution fully demonstrated the power of Gyarados. This is the power Xiao Baobao has always longed for. Now, Little Dream Demon finally has the opportunity to personally help Little Bao Bao realize Little Bao Bao's dream. Just like in the Magic City Traffic Elf University, the Little Dream Demon drew a picture with the posture of Gyarados in the dream of the inconspicuous Magikarp, adding the finishing touch, but the one that never opened S eyes. Xiao Baobao needs to portray it himself. It is a unique Gyarados, it has its own thoughts and mission. When the Little Dream Demon opened the elf ball in his hand towards the river, the blue light flashed in the elf ball, and at this moment, the figure of the little Bang Bao hit a huge splash in the river. Ho ho ho! Is the super-evolved elf this Gyarados? Grandma Lin thought for a moment, and based on her experience, she could guess some of the answers. No matter which Gyarados completes the Mega Evolution, it is Yang Yu's own decision. Every trainer has his own way of thinking. Yang Yu has come all the way to this point, just believe that he can make the right choice. Got it? What Grandma Lin still doesn't understand is why Yang Yu doesn't hold the evolution keystone in his hand. Is it that little dream monster? Could it be? Grandma Lin's pupils shrank. She came up with an almost impossible answer. But, how is this possible? Yang Yu, why is the evolution keystone not in your hand? Hall Master Fang Lian asked the doubt in his heart. Not only Fang Lian himself, but also Lang Wengxing also held his breath at this time. At this time, he really didn't dare to speak. The Elf Megastone is given to elves to wear, and the Evolution Keystone is given to trainers to wear. This is also the most basic common sense among trainers with higher levels of strength. How could Yang Yu make a common sense mistake? Unless he is going to break the trainer's common sense again. I remember Qian told me that this Gyarados was captured by the Dream Demon when I was at Jiaotong University in the Magic City. Could it be? Grandma Lin's trembling voice had not yet finished. His eyes were instantly attracted by the extremely magical scene in the river domain. Look quickly. Everywhere you look is shocked. Today's Pi the Born Shadows, author, Mao Mao, who loves playing ball. Undercover police officer Lu Zhou traveled through the world of Xiangxia and became a Confucian monk. After 40 years of training, he has no luck and is not the chosen one. His only reliance is the useless golden finger of being able to hide his cultivation. He is cautious, taking one step at a time and taking 10 steps before making a move. He just wants to live safely in the dangerous world of Xiangxia. Until one day, the master asked him to go undercover in the enemy country. I stayed undercover for 3 years and 3 years, and finally in the 10th and 3rd year. he is back. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 822. What kind of picture is this? At this time, compared with the little dream demon's small body, Xiao Baobao, who was like a huge beast, stretched out his tall body from the river area and stopped in front of the little dream demon very well. His eyes fell on the Gyarados megastone in the little dream demon's hand. Joy, excitement, even disbelief. Xiao Baobao blinked his eyes hard, shook his head at the same time, and even poked his face with his beard. Even with such a real touch, Xiao Baobao still felt, could this be a dream? Roar. What a trembling roar, mixed with all kinds of complex emotions, it made Xiao Baobao's huge body start to tremble uncontrollably. The water around him couldn't help but start to ripple. This feeling can't go wrong. This is the megastone belonging to Gyarados. Little Baobao's eyes were fixed on little dream demon's left hand. This mysterious stone was red and blue and wrapped in dark yellow. It wanted to send out its own roar towards this world, but Xiao Baobao controlled his thoughts. Because, the little dream demon is still here. Seeing how little Baobao wanted to explode, but because little dream demon was here, tightly controlling the ecstasy in his heart, little dream demon secretly smiled. Little Baobao looks like so cute. Little Baobao didn't forget to look towards the river bank. At this moment, on the other side of the river, Yang Yu, Dede, Minas, and even the boss of the Salted Fish King were all waiting there, leaving the center of the river area, to his little Baobao. Hee little dream monster. Roar. Xianyu dynasty came to the center of the river domain and used a majestic voice to wish little Baobao a successful super evolution. Little Baobao could feel the joy and expectation very clearly. Yeah. Dede is still the same Dede, raising his arms and cheering up little Baobao with the calmest movements and sounds. And Minas, Hakran, and the others. Poppy. All of this completely handed over the stage to Xiao Baobao. Xiao Baobao is the protagonist on the stage at this moment. Perhaps, Little Carp's color will be overshadowed by the Salted Fish King, but Little Carp is still the same Little Carp. Even the inconspicuous King Carp in the former Magic City's Traffic Elf University still has his own life and rhythm. If you don't sing, it will be a blockbuster. It's Gyarados, the only Gyarados in the elf world. The moment he closed his eyes, just like the dream scrolls that the little dream demon had been portraying in little Baobao's dream, they were quickly shown in little Baobao's mind one after another, and then, open your eyes. It's ready for everything. Ho ho ho. There is only success, no failure. After feeling the strong desire of Gyarados, little dream demon nodded. Although it was not very clear about the magical connection between the evolution keystone and Gyarados megastone, how to use these two elf props. The little dream demon has practiced it countless times in Yang Yu's dream. Give the Gyarados megastone to Gyarados. Keep the keystone of evolution to yourself. So, little dream demon will naturally use his best side to fulfill little Baobao's ultimate dream of mega evolution. Magic fairy stick, flying here. The little dream demon has practiced this many times and found the most suitable way for him to guide little Baobao's mega evolution. A deep dark light flashed from the magic fairy stick. What is this? Lang Wengxing looked horrified. Is it the gift that Jengar Laohe of the Ghost Tower gave to the little dream monster? Grandma Lin's narrowed eyes opened again, with an extremely clear look in her eyes. Gengui Laohe had been showing off to Lao Hu Di Dawang for a long time, and Granny Lin naturally knew about this. Teacher Lin, this is... Hall Master Fang Lian asked quickly. Using the evolution stone and the immutable stone through a balanced force, it is a magical prop that allows elves to briefly complete evolution, just like the elves' super evolution. Of course, what is going on here is ordinary evolution. Is there such a magical prop? This was the first time Lang Wenzing had heard of such a thing. The evolution of elves? Isn't it enough to just use evolution stones to evolve? It's so fancy. Soon, an idea flashed in Lang Wenzing's mind, and he found a huge advantage in doing so. Laying a solid foundation for the elves, in this way, the solid foundation of the elves also means that the upper limit will be increased in the future. How amazing! That's right, Grandma Lin nodded approvingly, her eyes continuing to fall on the river. In the little dream demon's right hand, this stone with blue and green intertwined, a mysterious keystone like an eye in the black pattern, comes into contact with the dark ghost energy emitted by the dark stone of the magic fairy rod. At that moment, it seemed as if it was absorbed by this ghostly power. This evolutionary keystone. It will be carried by Little Dream Demon's magic fairy stick. This is like those animations in those memories. It's like the Kamen Rider that is transformed into the card slot of the belt, or the Digimon machine in Digimon, or even, Bumpman's transformation. At the moment when the evolution keystone was absorbed by the ghost power emitted by the dark stone, the Little Dream Demon's left hand, like a queen in a ceremony, took the Gyarados megastone. It's printed on the intersection corner of the small Bayo blue triangle. This action seems like, time has stopped for eternity. Little Bayo, Mega Evolution. At this moment, the long-dormant evolution keystone on Little Dream Demon's fairy stick and the Gyarados megastone on Little Bayo's eyebrow simultaneously emitted extremely dazzling light. The extremely powerful energy, at this moment, is like the light of evolution that builds a bridge of communication, on the magic fairy stick of the Little Dream Demon and the megastone structure between the eyebrows of the Little Storm. The Little Dream Demon's right hand, held his own magic fairy stick, and pointed the keystone on the magic fairy stick, in the direction of Little Bao's eyebrows. Balala energy, hula hula. Little Bayo transforms. At this moment, a series of scenes were recalled, including the first meeting between Bao and Little Dream Demon during the Magi Carp period. The friendship between a piece of candy created countless incredible bonds. The light of memory and evolution enveloped the bodies of Little Dream Demon and Little Bayo almost simultaneously. At this moment, the entire sky was eclipsed by it. A dust-covered and extremely terrifying evil power, from this Gyarados megastone, opened the seal in Xiao Bao's body. The terrifying aura formed by this power made the surrounding Jianjiao, it started to tremble. A magical megapattern flashes in the center of the small blue triangle. A huge life force was awakened in Xiao Bao's body. Under this extremely intense and boiling life force, terrible changes suddenly occurred in Xiao Bao's body. On the surface of the turbulent river surface, a body that was larger and more violent than before, like a rocket, lifted into the sky at extremely fast speeds. Ho ho ho! Here is the stage for Little Bayo. Super Gyarados, come on. In the shadow of Yang Yu, Darkrai rubbed his eyes after waking up. Wuko, what kind of nightmare color is this? I'm going to go blind. Just like Darkrai. Yang Yu's expression also became extremely weird. Above the blue figure of Xiao Bao, something began to appear. An incredible touch of pink. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 823. The blade-like deck grew and exploded instantly on the left and right sides of Little Burst, but just above the two blades on his back, the bridge of power built by the Gyarados Megastone and the Little Dream Demon Evolution Keystone, seemed to have something mixed in. Weird stuff. It's a touch of beautiful pink. It is completely different from the scarlet color of the Salted Fish King. The color change on Little Bao's Mega Evolution at this time is indeed a change from dark blue. It is a good thing, but this color. Magical Girl Pampers. A somewhat unimaginable picture appeared in Yang Yu's mind. In Yang Yu's memory, there once appeared a pink Pokemon island in the animation. The elves on the island turned pink after eating the fruits on the island. But, what the hell is the situation in front of me? Is this the elf's heterochromatic form? Grandma Lin was stunned for a moment, and soon she smiled. The pink color appears on Gyarados, it seems quite dreamy. Hall Master Fang Lian looked at the incredible picture that appeared in front of him, as well as the pink color on this macho Super Gyarados, this feeling. Why do you want to laugh? This should have been an extremely serious scene. The heterochromatic type of Super Gyarados, the pink form of water and evil, Lang Wengzing's eyes were still shocked. He didn't think there was anything wrong with such pink color at all. Maybe this is the reason why the elf world has not yet new elf colors discovered. Lang Wengzing came to watch the mega evolution of Gyarados this time with an attitude of learning. Any possible changes would be a broadening of his horizons for him. Is there anything wrong with this? Only Yang Yu knew clearly. What the hell? This is so humming wrong. Why does Xiaobeo's mega evolution appear so pink? Pink heterochromatic Super Gyarados, Yang Yu must be dreaming, and he is still having a nightmare. It's just, my scalp is numb. Darkrai, who was in the shadow, watched the head being gradually wrapped in pink, and the moment the dark blue scales on his body completely turned pink, he couldn't help but start laughing in the shadow. Lying grass. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 grass. Darkrai likes this color very much. This is simply a nightmare on Earth. Just imagine, when the little dream monster uses the evolution keystone to guide the evolution of Mega Gyarados, the horrifying wave of evil power erupts in the venue. However, when the little dream monster evolves into the form of Mega Gyarados, the color, but it turned pink. For the opponent, isn't this a nightmare? Even for Yang Yu, it was a nightmare. But for Darkrai, double the nightmare is double the joy. If there is a super double or something, that would be even more perfect. The color change occurred on the elves. For Darkrai, the appearance he had seen before could be said to be all kinds of strange. Every elf may have a color change, but it was just a pink Super Gyarados. Darkrai even saw a green dragon. Alu. He blinked his big eyes blankly and looked down at his pink hands and belly. Most areas of his body were pink. The colors on Little Bao Bao. Dede likes it very much. Roar. The salted fish king shook his head. Oh. Oh. Pink. After the super evolution, the little Bao Bao, how can it be pink? This question, of course I have to ask the little dream demon. The answer is, because the little dream demon likes it. It's that simple. The world of elves is inherently magical and colorful. The salted fish king can transform from azure blue into a scarlet Gyarados, and little Gyarados naturally has his own ideas and choices. Little dream demon's special number, magical girl Little Bao Bao. Such a change in Little Bao Bao, for the little dream demon, it's super cool. The evolution keystone in the magic fairy stick that matches the power of the ghost is now firmly following the pull of the power of the ghost. The magic fairy stick clenched in the little dream demon's hand allowed little Bao Bao to complete. Magical girl super evolution, transformation. Success. Yang Yu's brain was still a little painful. After all, the color was so macho, even the macho Yang Yu couldn't accept it. Suddenly, Yang Yu looked at the Mimikyu standing obediently with Tijipai not far away. The looks of these girls' hearts painted on Mimikyu's body with paint made Yang Yu's eyelids start to beat crazily again. I didn't pay much attention to it before. After all, the rag on Mimikyu's body would become clean after washing it, but who would have thought? Is this already a sign of the birth of pink Super Gyarados? Who doesn't have a girl's heart? It's just that this girl's heart is a little easy to get ironed out. Do you need to test the strength of Super Gyarados? Fang Lian had already held the badge of his water gym leader in his hand. The elf ball shines. When a powerful aura belonging to the heavenly king in the elf ball rippled along the river bank, The salted fish king, Great Beauty, and Dudu seem to be facing a formidable enemy. This is a giant swamp monster that has reached the level of a king. Yeah. The king-level giant swamp monster. Yang Yu was equally surprised. In the battle with Fang Lian, the master of the water gym, the mega-evolution of senior sister Fang Lian, a quasi-king level giant swamp monster, was still fresh in Yang Yu's mind. This time I came to the water gym to have an elf showdown with a swampert that can mega-evolve, as a test of Xiao Baobao's strength. Only. In the elven world, not only Yang Yu's strength has improved, but senior sister Fang Lian's swamp monster has entered the king level, plus the elf's mega-evolution. No matter what, Xiao Baobao needs such a powerful opponent. Sister Fang Lian, are you ready to be promoted to a king-level trainer? Yang Yu asked in surprise. Not yet. The next leader of the water gym has not yet been decided. Originally, I wanted to find you, but it seems that your strength has improved much faster than I thought, Fang Lian replied with a smile. Looking for me, this time it was Yang Yu's turn to be surprised. The water gym leader? This name is quite tempting. After becoming the water gym leader, the resources of the Elf Alliance will be tilted more heavily, not to mention the expansion of reputation. In short, the position of water gym leader is a huge benefit to everyone. And no harm done. Grandma Lin beside her smiled cheerfully and said, yes, I did think so before. Ever since you defeated your senior sister Fang Lian in the water gym, Xiao Fang had this idea. Your water elf is enough let you secure the position of water gym leader, but none of us expected. Yeah, we didn't expect it. Your trainer's strength has improved too fast. Fang Lian shook his head dumbfounded, who would have thought of this? Water gym leader. It seems that in the blink of an eye, he is no longer worthy of Yang Yu's strength. After Fang Lian's swamp monster is promoted to the heavenly king level, he will no longer be able to send swamp monster to fight elves in future gym battles. At the same time, the next water gym leader also needs to start making arrangements as soon as possible. If I really want to say it, I can only say, it's fate but not fate. Ulu. Click, click, click. There was a sound of joints in the giant swamp monster's arm. At this moment, the muscles on the arm had begun to gradually bulge. Along with the fighting spirit gradually rising in the body, the fiery fighting spirit filled the whole body, and the aura of the king-level elf was overwhelming. It moved towards the river area with great force. In an instant, he stopped in front of that super little Bao Bao. Over there. A tornado that rotates regularly around it, like a pink storm, resists all the king-level pressure coming from the body of the giant swamp monster. The little dream monster holds the magic wand in his hand and points the sword in the direction of Swampert. Ho ho ho. The two sharp pink blades on super little Bao Bao's back followed his gaze and flashed with violent light. The number 1 general under Little Dream Demon, Super Little Bao Bao. Ask for a fight. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 824. The Incarnation of the Power of Land and Water, the King of Swampert, Mega Evolution. Compared to the Mega Evolution of Swampert in the last gym battle, gym leader Fang Lian rarely added a line. As this sentence says, after completing the super evolution of Swamp Monster, its powerful combat effectiveness on land and water has been improved by more than one level. With enhanced muscle strength, Swamp Monster, the King of Heaven, can fight on land and water. In the middle, he is an absolute powerhouse. Like an inflated balloon, the original limbs of the giant swamp monster began to become more swollen and developed in an instant. It waved its strong arms, creating a rolling circle of oscillating water waves in the river area. Roar. Yeah. The salted fish king felt the power of the king-level supergiant swamp monster released in front of him. At this time, he wished he could go on the field and fight the supergiant swamp monster for another 300 rounds. When he was able to defeat him in the water gym, Salted Fish King believed that he could defeat him now. Only today's protagonist is not him, but the pink super Gyarados in the center of the river domain, the Little Dream Monster's special number, Pink Crazy. The supergiant swamp monster on the river bank jumped up. Under this very powerful and exquisite jumping force, its huge dark blue body seemed to be using the momentum of Titian pressing down on the top. In a crazy and cool posture, landing on the river very firmly. That's right, not in the river, but on the surface of the river. Under the hands and soles of the super swamp monster, the river surface seems to have become an incredible water platform. Under the control of this incredible water power, the super swamp monster can move with great ease. Super Swampert, please reign. Senior sister Fang Lian did not choose to hold back because the strength of Super Gyarados was at the gym level. Since she wanted to test the strength of this pink Super Gyarados, she naturally had to go all out. The brisk characteristics of swimming freely, the standard rainy day team starts, the Super Swamp Monster with double the speed. Yang Yu came up with a series of Super Swamp Monster battle methods in his mind, asking for rain first. There is absolutely no problem starter. The Super Swamp Monster with dual attributes of water and ground can basically ignore powerful electric moves. In the absence of grass elves or moves, the Super Swamp Monster has strong attribute advantages. But precisely because of the tornado formed around Xiao Baobao in a rainy environment, the hit rate will be greatly improved. Tornado Rain Strike, what a familiar move. Yang Yu grinned, looking at the dark clouds and rain that began to dim in the sky, with great expectations in his heart. This is Xiao Baobao's first super evolution. Regardless of the outcome of the battle, Yang Yu will not feel any pressure and can just let go and fight. This burst of rain will not only have an advantage against the Swampert, but it will also be helpful for the Super Mini-Boom with water attributes. Little Burmese, Tornado. Under the effect of the power of the wave guide, Yang Yu's instructions were enough for the Super Little Baobao in the river domain to understand. At the same time, the Little Dream Demon who retreated from the river domain and returned to Yang Yu also followed Yang Yu. Began to learn the command in the battle between elves. Although he is definitely not as powerful as Yang Yu, but he can always learn something. We can't reach this stage and just compete with each other with moves like Salted Fish Stab and Dragon Crash, right? It is true that such a move is indeed the special move of elves such as Gyarados, but before the elves collide with each other, there must be other moves to consume the opponent's physical strength, and in the end, this special move will complete the fatal blow one strike. In a rainy environment, although the tornado strike formed by the tornado and rainwater is not very powerful, it can block the side of Super Swampert, which creates extremely effective conditions for Super Swampert's follow-up attacks. Dance of Dragons, Rise. Even Yang Yu never thought that in the sky under the dark clouds and rain in the river area, this huge pink body would be so thrilling when it danced the mysterious dragon dance. Especially in the tornado formed by two tornadoes and rain, the super violent dragon dance seemed to rise from the bottom of the water. Such color special effects are even better than the scarlet of Salted Fish King. The clarity. Magic Girl's dragon dance swept up a terrifying waterspout all around. In addition to the tornado and rain, there were also mighty huge waves on the water, hitting the Super Swampert directly. Dragon Dance, Super Swampert, use bodybuilding to crush these two tornadoes. The chief resident trainer Lang Wengxing was shocked. With such a tornado and the impact of rain, even his Thorn Dragon King was unable to withstand such power for the time being, but Hall Master Fang Lian chose to defeat it with his fists. What a terrible confidence! This is an affirmation of the strength of the supergiant swamp monster. Oh dash! The supergiant swamp monster clenched its fists, and the water power was absorbed by the fists like a tidal wave, as if a shadow ball was condensed. However, the water splashing around the fists was similar to a water ring. It has a protective effect. This is a glove condensed with the power of water. When attacking with a fist, it can protect the super swampert itself. Zhyla. There was a sound like shattering glass in the venue, and the two water curtains formed by the tornado were shattered by the fists of the super bog monster. Ulu. The smoothness of the tornado shattering rain strike filled the super swamp monster's whole body with absolutely exciting power. The muscles on his body that began to twitch, contracted, and expanded instantly, forming a fighting type move, bodybuilding. Improve physical attack, improve physical defense. At the same time, slapping the river surface, more and more river water began to be absorbed and condensed through the power of the supergiant swamp monster's fists. At the moment when the power was condensed to the extreme, the turbid current rolled towards the direction of the super small burst in the sky. Impact quickly like a high-pressure water cannon. Water cannon blast, don't be affected by the additional effects of turbid current's moves. Water-type moves such as turbidity current cannot cause much damage to the super mini burst with water attributes. However, once hit by an attack, the speed of the super mini burst will be reduced due to the sticky sand in the turbidity flow. In the face of rain, super swamp monster, whose speed is doubled due to its ability to swim freely, super small Burmese will fall into a speed disadvantage. Why is the super swamp monster in the rain so powerful? What is happening in front of you is the answer. Almost at the moment when the turbid current hit super little Burmese, super swampert decisively gave up the turbid current move and continued to attack. The special attack ability is not super swampert's area of expertise. Only in close combat can the true strength of the super bog monster, the incarnation of the dual attribute power of land and water, be revealed. At this moment, the figure of the super swamp monster seemed to launch a supersonic missile. In the river area, two huge snow-white beams were raised on the left and right sides of the super swamp monster's linear trajectory. Spray. Cleave through the waves. This speed. Yang Yu almost instantly remembered that in the secret realm of Sky City, after the Salty Fish King originally returned to his super evolution, the left and right sides of his body had jet-like nozzles. This is the real reason why Gyarados can still fly after his super evolution. From the dual attributes of water and flying to water and evil, it is precisely because of the changes in the body during super evolution that the ability to fly is given to the body, just like the wings on both sides of the head of the Harker dragon, which is super violent. The carp dragon's flying ability lies in this spout. Little Bayo Bayo, don't be stunned, this kind of speed, we also have it. This is the situation when you have just mastered super evolution and are not familiar with your own power. Of course, with a little while, these unknown abilities can be fully stimulated. Super little Bao Bao's eyes narrowed. At this time, he also remembered what the Salty Fish King did when he chased the lightning bird in the Sky City. Boom boom boom. Just on the nozzles on the left and right sides of this pink body. Pink goes crazy, the powerful propulsion device has been activated. Hey! Just like an extremely powerful torrent suddenly appears from the nozzle of a jet aircraft, this extremely powerful reaction force instantly increases the speed to a super small burst that exceeds the speed of sound, like a pink lightning, heading towards the supergiant in the water. Swampert attacks from the air. What? Senior Sister Fang Lian's expression changed. This is, what kind of terrifying speed is formed in an instant? The deep blue giant swamp missile in the water, the crazy pink lightning in the sky. The collision is about to happen. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 825. Boom. This collision seems to hit the depths of people's hearts, like the explosion of a depth charge. It makes an extremely deep sound, making people feel as if they are falling into the abyss. When the super swamp monster parading rapidly in the water collided with the suddenly accelerating super swamp monster in the sky, in the center of the collision, huge water splashes were instantly raised in all directions. Under the river surface, there was the terrifying waves of water bombarded and dispersed in circles. This speed, is this the terrifying thing about Super Gyarados? Lang Wenzing felt as if his heartbeat skipped a beat. In a rainy environment, the characteristics of the supergiant swamp monster have maximized its speed. This speed in the water is faster than the speed of the rapids. This is what happened in less than a second. Such an intense super collision, even if Yang Yu, Granmalin, Fang Lian, and Lang Wenzing were far away from the battlefield, the Heavenly King level Slow King, Salted Fish King, De Melee, and Fang Lian's other gym-level water elves had to control the field here. If this blow appeared on the beach, there would even be a hint of a tsunami. Blocked. It is indeed a king-level supergiant swamp monster. Yang Yu's heart moved. The huge splashing water waves in front of them were under the control of the water elves, and the scene in the river domain seemed to appear in front of Yang Yu and others. The super bog monster has strong muscular arms. The moment the super swamp falls, they hold each other up. During the collision, they quickly move their soft muscles to work hard to resolve the powerful impact. This time the collision was blocked by the super bog monster. During a dragon dance, Super Little Bayo Bayo used the body changes brought about by super evolution for the first time to use the impact move, but it was completely blocked by Super Swampert. No one, or no other elf, could understand better than Xiao Baobao how terrifying the impact of his attack just now was. Although Xiao Baobao's impact under the effect of the torrent jet was a little hasty compared to the Super Swampert's attack, the impact of this move was already very close to the original trick, Cyclone Charge Tornado. This is the terrifying power brought about by super evolution. However, this move was perfectly blocked by the king-level supergiant swamp monster. Yang Yu, this Gyarados, shouldn't have the ability to store electricity, right? Senior sister Fang Lian asked with a stupefied tongue. After all, the giant Gyarados with the ability to store electricity is right next to him. Yang Yu was able to raise such a terrifying Gyarados. It's hard not to think about whether Yang Yu's second Gyarados is the same. Has the ability to store electricity. This question made Lang Wenzing, who came to study next to him, feel numb again. Fortunately, this time, Yang Yu shook his head. Otherwise, Lang Wenzing's little heart may not be able to bear it. Electric Gyarados should only appear on the Salty Fish King. If it's a small Gyarados, it's still 4 times weaker, Yang Yu replied. Lang Wenzing listened to Yang Yu's answer, but he didn't know that sweat was already flowing down his forehead. For some reason, he finally breathed a sigh of relief, because his common sense was finally not broken. This is the world of the 3 super bosses, Master Lin, Pavilion Master Fang Lian and Yang Yu. Lang Wenzing feels really out of tune with the world of the bosses. The humble Lang Wenzing's hand that was wiping sweat stopped again because he heard Yang Yu speak again. There is no electricity storage, but the overconfidence in the hidden characteristics has been stimulated. It's a pity that in this test, there is no way to show it. Seeing Yang Yu's regretful look, Lang Wenzing fell into a state of shock again. Overconfident Gyarados. What the hell? Wow, this Yang Yu's Gyarados is poisonous. Overconfidence. Granmalin was surprised for a while, and then looked at Super Little Bayo Bayo, who was fighting anxiously with Super Swampert at this time. If the elves are not defeated in the front, overconfidence will have no effect on increasing the attack power. The display, no wonder I didn't notice it. To trigger the overconfidence characteristic during the battle, you need to defeat the opponent first. Each time you defeat an elf, your physical attack ability will increase by 1 level. At this time, there is no preparation for the battle between elves before the strength test duel with the supergiant swamp monster. Even if it evolves into Super Gyarados and has the unconventional characteristics, it will still continue to have the characteristic effect of increasing the physical attack level brought about by excessive self-confidence. Amazing, amazing, Granmalin clapped her hands gently with joy. This time Yang Yu came to Zhangxiang City, giving her another huge shock and joy. She never thought. The young man I met in Ocean Park has grown so fast and unbelievably on the road to becoming a trainer. It should be over. It's the first time to perform Mega Evolution. The super evolution power of Super Gyarados has not yet been fully grasped. The subsequent impact power is completely insufficient compared to before. Hall Master Fang Lian's vision can be clearly understood. Really aware of Super Little Bao's current predicament. Yang Yu can also feel that in this anxious collision duel, in contrast, the king-level giant swamp monster with more experience in super evolution is more able to take advantage of his own body and physique in this duel between super evolved elves. Take the initiative. Little Bao Bao, use the last move to make Pink Bao Bao sweep up his own powerful trick, Whirlwind Charge Tornado. In this case, let's leave no regrets and let this test of strength come to a perfect end. Ho ho ho. When the pink super small violent figure once again tried its best to rise into the air, the body slowly turned for the first time, almost in the acceleration of the rotation, on the river, guided by its own rotation, an incomparable volume appeared. Terrifying tornado storm. That's how it feels. Super Gyarados used all his strength, and the nozzles on the left and right sides of Super Gyarados' body once again sprayed out torrents that guided him to charge forward. The little dream monster looked at the little dream monster who was about to fall straight down from the sky with an extremely nervous expression. The Gyarados Megastone at the focus of the little thunderbolt triangle that resonated with the keystone once again flashed light. This move of falling from the sky is no stranger to Grandma Lin, Hall Master Fang Lian and Lang Wengxing. In the duel in the gym battle, the one who used this move was a giant Gyarados next to him. At this moment, when the Cyclone Charge Tornado appeared on Super Little Gyarados again, his pink body was in the sky. How bright and conspicuous it is. At this time, Yang Yu, in the bottom of his heart, the name of a move was almost mentioned in his throat, but he was very clear in his heart. In the elf world at this time, these moves have not yet appeared. Z move, the ultimate dragon shakes the world. Under the huge water curtain caused by the collision, Yang Yu swallowed the name of this move back into his stomach again. Super Little Bao, the Mega Evolution state quickly disintegrates. The dust has settled. The strength of the king-level supergiant swamp monster is definitely not comparable to that of the super small Bao at this time. Mega Swampert once suffered a loss from the Whirlwind Charge Tornado move in the gym battle. How could he be unprepared when faced with a similar move this time? Xiao Bao, who had returned to his normal state, was feeling the pleasure of exhaustion. I didn't feel discouraged at all. This is Xiao Bao's first super evolved battle. At this moment, he must savor the incredible power brought by this super evolved form. Xiao Bao firmly believes that he will win it back next time. The gap between him and the supergiant swamp monster will only get smaller and smaller. The new door has been completely opened for little Bao. Yang Yu, go and cause harm to other gyms. With overconfidence and mega evolution, it would be a pity not to go to the gym. Senior Sister Fang Lian coughed lightly and said to Yang Yu in a very serious tone. Yes, it's a pity, Grandma Lin agreed very much, for an elf with the characteristic of overconfidence, with such strength now, going to the gym can get a huge improvement in strength. Yang Yu blinked and looked at Senior Sister Fang Lian and Grandma Lin saying this. It just so happened that he also had such an idea. Such a defeat, which was not considered a defeat, must have suppressed an absolute evil spirit in Xiao Bao's heart. To completely release this held breath. It's simply not suitable for playing in a gym or something like that. Not every gym can have an elf capable of mega evolution like Senior Sister Fang Lian. Yang Yu nodded shyly. Senior Sister Fang, Grandma Lin, what a coincidence, I think so too. Now is the best time to go to the gym. On the bank of the river, only Lang Wengxing was left alone, confused. Is this the feeling of often feeling out of place because you're not devil enough? Today's pie. Jailing early warning. If there is no torch from now on, I will be the only light. Night Watcher, Tyrannosaurus Night, 7th Apostle, Yankin Pleasant Goat, breeder of the King of Alien Beasts, Cybertron Planet Friendship Ambassador, Elpida College Student Council President, Luju. Luju, who awakened his spiritual power on his 18th birthday, suddenly discovered that the world he lived in had begun to change. Lobsters that can speak in tongues, headless zombies with hundreds of eyes, and giant sky-veil beasts that are so huge that they can't even be stewed in a pot. Luju only felt that his worldview was too exciting. Pokémon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 826. Is there a new path that trainers in the elf world have not yet found? Yang Yu got on the plane from Zhangxiang City to Yanjing. From the last blow of Super Little Burst, the power and terrifying momentum brought by the super evolution made Yang Yu's mind start to have thoughts about Z moves. Yang Yu had already checked the information about Z moves in the gym data room on this side of the water gym, but the results surprised Yang Yu with more surprises. Just like the emergence of electromagnetic popping candy, there has never been any news about Z-move in the elf world. Mega Evolution is already the top elf secret power in the elf world. The Salted Fish King does not need to use the Mega Stone to complete the super evolution. Perhaps, he can have the opportunity to return to the super evolved state, and use the Z-move. Yang Yu felt excited and subconsciously slapped the table with his hand. But something feels wrong. Yang Yu's neighbor at the table looked at him in bewilderment as Yang Yu, who seemed to be in a daze next to him, slapped the table on the plane and made such a loud noise. Is there something wrong? The little dream monster sleeping on Yang Yu's hair was startled. He quickly reached down and patted Yang Yu's forehead. What happened? What happened? Yang Yu. Sir, do you need anything? Sorry, I thought about some things about elf training, and I got a little too excited. The passengers next to Yang Yu calmed down a little. Whoever met the person who suddenly slammed the table on the plane probably thought that someone was going to hijack the plane. I'm so scared. Yang Yu breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, his reputation should finally be saved. However, no one expected that Yang Yu's slap on the table just now attracted the attention of not only the neighboring tables, but also passengers from other places. Yang Yu. Is it Yang Yu? I saw it. The one who slapped the table just now was Yang Yu. Yang Yu, are you talking about that Yang Yu in Sakura country? The youngest gym level trainer in China, the one who defeated the water gym leader. By the way, didn't he dismantle the water gym last year? Why did he come to the water gym again this year? Isn't it? The plane from Zhangxiang City goes directly to Yanjing. Almost everyone knows that the water gymnasium is here. Yang Yu. I'm going to die here and jump out of the plane. I won't take a plane next time. Flying is so delicious. Wait a minute, Boss. Yang Yu said he has new ideas on elf training. Brother, can we change seats? I'll give you my first class seat. I'll take your seat. Someone ran out from the front of the plane and said to the seat next to Yang Yu. Yang Yu. I'm afraid this trip won't be quiet. These people might not have even touched the threshold of super evolution, and they wanted to ask him his new thoughts on elf training. Even if Yang Yu told him, they wouldn't understand. It's so uncomfortable. If Yang Yu had that kind of cheats in hand at this time, even if he sold a copy for 10 yuan, he felt that he could make a lot of money on this plane. It's a pity that this is a great opportunity to make pocket money. Professor Yang Yu is coming back. It's over, Professor Yang is coming back. How are you going to fight this elf battle? Why can't the national competition last longer? I'm going to die. What should I do? I can't even pass the normal difficulty level in the elf battle app when Professor Yang comes back. he won't have to give me electrotherapy. I don't want to be subjected to 100,000 volts. In Yang Yu's class, many students began to wail in pain and joy. A happy day would begin with wailing. For the two female teaching assistants Hu Jing and Lily Ying, they were eagerly waiting for Professor Yang Yu to come back. Wait for Professor Yang Yu to come back and give them candies. The ranking point rewards in the Elf Battle app will be announced at about this time. The most important elf resource, which is the electromagnetic popping candy, will be rewarded to the top students. Hu Jing and Lily Ying both wanted to become students, until Yang Yu gave them more candies. With the planned plan, training is not difficult for the students of Yanjing Elf University. What is important is the guidance and sharing of Yang Yu's experience as a trainer. When Cai Xuanyi and the others learned that Yang Yu had returned from the Jiangdong Province water system gym, they subconsciously thought that Professor Yang Yu had gone to the water system gym. But then I thought about it, wasn't the water gym that Professor Yang Yu visited first, so why did he go there again? Everything in this is a mystery. We still need to wait for Professor Yang Yu to return in person to find out clearly. I'm finally back. When Yang Yu stepped 1 foot from the plane to the ground, he felt his ears suddenly clear. When you come to the area where you can summon the elves to start flying, first go to Lily Sakura to pick up the croaking frog. It's been almost a month since I last saw Guiguabaoa. Yang Yu missed the daily sparring sessions, but Yang Yu was very much looking forward to Guiguabaoa showing his strength and defeating him. Each elf has its own unique training method, but at the core, they are all similar. If you fall behind, you will be beaten, and you must grow through the beatings. The somewhat paranoid anger accumulated by Xiao Baobao's overconfidence, there are 2 gyms here in Yanjing, and you can fight 2 at a time. It just so happens that for next week's class, I will take the graduate students to the gym. Let's go and see Xiao Baobao's gym battle. Yang Yu's mouth showed a strange expression, but his heart was extremely happy. After returning home, he still has to pay Reggie Locke's salary. Reggie Locke has been modifying the combat power in the Elf Battle Teaching Edition app. He can't even pay the electricity bill. Yang Yu will use the diamonds at home when he returns home. Come give Reggie Rock some comfort. You human being is so bad. Darkrai felt Yang Yu's unintentional laughter in the shadows, and did not feel any discomfort in his heart. He even laughed at this time. Although Nightmare God Darkrai doesn't want to come out of the shadows, it doesn't mean that he likes that ordinary and boring life. Yang Yu, a human trainer, is very nice. It meets Darkrai's mate selection criteria. Oh no, it's the attached trainer standard. I've been looking for my way home. However, the outside world is so fun and interesting that I don't want to go home for a while. This is almost the mentality of Darkrai now. It tastes delicious and makes you feel better. Except for suffering a horrible nightmare scene in the Salty Fish King's dream, Darkrai was quite satisfied with everything else. Although he has not yet been able to accept the Little Dream Demon as his apprentice, Darkrai will still unknowingly teach the Little Dream Demon some powerful moves used in dreams. Although he does not have the title of Master and Disciple, he can still be regarded as a junior. Yang Yu opened the map and took a look at where the Dragon Gym and Fairy Gym were. Whichever one is closest to the school will be hit first. Dragon Gym. It's strange. I feel like something is wrong recently. Is it my imagination? Gym leader Yun Zhenfei looked at the intact venue in his gym and fell into deep thought for a while. Is it a pollen allergy? Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 827. After almost a month, Guaguapao Frog finally had breakfast made by Dai Dai again. Under the training of Yuri Sakura Koga Ninja's peers, Guaguabao's basic strength has been greatly improved. This is reflected in the fact that Guaguapao Frog does not use any moves. Its speed, reaction ability, shot judgment, and the most basic analysis of the environment. It can be said that Yang Yu was very surprised by its ability to adapt to the situation. Although Yang Yu has not yet had a duel with Lily Sakura's Koga Ninja Frog, he can capture many details of the Koga Ninja Frog from the performance of Guaguapao Frog. It can be vaguely estimated that the strength of Lily Sakura's Koga Ninja Frog should be at the upper middle level among gym-level elves. Especially in the battle between elves, the Koga Ninja's nerve-conducting reflexes and flexible reach can not only defeat the enemy's advantage, but can even find the blind spots in the opponent's moves to avoid attacks. This time, Guaguapao Frog's hand has already found an opportunity to slap Yang Yu's shoulder. It is still a little short of perfectly avoiding Yang Yu's attack and blocking and occupying Yang Yu's shoulder high ground. I will take you to watch some elven battles later. Under my hands, you will also have such strength in the future. Quack quack quack. Seeing that Guaguapao couldn't even hold the steamed buns, Yang Yu secretly shook his head. Guaguapao must have been too excited. When Guaguapao Frog accidentally dropped the Xiao Long Baizai into Yang Yu's hand. Yang Yu. It's so hot, so hot, so hot, it's burning me to death. Hufufu. God knows what kind of blow Yang Yu suffered. Wow, this croaking frog still needs a good practice. Guaguapao Frog. It's so hard for me. As for the rest of Yang Yu's elves, the little dream demon's strength has grown steadily. From a high-level elf strength to an elite level, especially after the ghost tide in the Pearl Forest, it can be said that it is a matter of course. At this time, the benefits of the magic fairy stick are revealed. The power gained after transforming into a dream demon has once again expanded the potential of the little dream demon. In this way, improving the strength is as simple as eating and drinking tea. However, the little dream demon will not slack off now. Because there is also a Hakron who is always supervising by her side. It looks like an elegant Hachosaurus with a noble appearance, but in fact, it is still a greedy mini-dragon inside. After being personalized, its food intake seems to have increased 2 to 3 times, and sometimes it even more than. Yang Yu considered whether to let Hakron produce and sell it himself. The creamy and fragrant meteor puffs in the dream seem to be available for eating. The frozen light may not be able to satisfy Hakron now. There is a need for food, but you can use the hail and snowfall weather to link with the frost milk fairy. Mass production of cream, snow, and crushed ice seems to be promising. Wait until the weather gets colder before you continue to think about it. For now, just continue to feed the Harkron well. Yanjing Elf University. Yang Yu misses the campus here a little. As a professor of the Elf Combat Department, he has been away for more than 3 weeks, nearly a month. Now that he is back, of course he has to compensate his students. Apart from resource rewards like the electromagnetic popping candy, the real highlight is the course adjustment application that Yang Yu conveyed to the Academic Affairs Office. Yang Yu Xiao teaches 2 competitive classes. One has 3 classes on Monday afternoon, 7, 8, and 9. The second class has 3 classes on Tuesday afternoon, which also has 3 classes, 7, 8, and 9. In order to give students a better experience of watching gym battles, Yang Yu had submitted an application to the school to move classes from Tuesday to Monday. In this way, a total of 60 students from Battle Class 1 and Battle Class 2 can gather together to watch Professor Yang Yu challenge the gym battle. This reason is perfect. The teacher at the Academic Affairs Office looked at Yang Yu's application for class adjustment and was really speechless, but this reason was really, there was no way to refuse it. You can't fight twice in a gym. In Yang Yu's words, there is absolute confidence in his own strength. Even in the game, after defeating the gym leader, you will not be given a second chance to defeat him. Except, of course, if you lose. Professor Yang Yu's application went directly to the school principal's office and was approved within a few minutes. There is even a message from the principal. Be sure to act like a professor from the Elf Combat Department of Yanjing Elf University. Doesn't this just make Yang Yu increase your efforts? All the teachers who saw Yang Yu's application understood that an elf university professor who could have such courage to take students to watch the battle in his own gym. It seems that there aren't many people in the country, right? It should be the first of its kind. Especially here in Yanjing, whether it is a dragon-type gym or a fairy-type gym, the comprehensive strength of the gym is definitely among the top among the 17 official gyms in the country. If you want to beat these two gyms, one of them. Not an easy task. However, since it was Professor Yang Yu's suggestion, it can be believed. Not because of anything else, just because this professor's name is Yang Yu. That's enough. In the arena, the graduate trainers who originally took the Elf Battle course on Tuesday received the information about the course time change from the instructor with a confused look on their faces. Isn't this April Fool's Day? When Professor Yang Yu spoke in person in the battle group, these trainers realized that this was no joke. But this is a time to switch classes, and 60 people from 2 classes are taking the Elf Battle class together. This is also a precedent that has almost never happened in Yanjing Elf University. This made these young trainers even more confused. With curious thoughts, these students rushed to the arena one after another. Lucy Yu, are you here? No, today isn't Monday. It should be our class. Don't you just have class on Tuesday? Fang Jian, didn't you read the news in the group? Professor Yang informed in the announcement that the Elf Battle class for both classes will be held together today. This is incredible. What about your original class this afternoon? Fang Jian asked in surprise. Of course it's been transferred to tomorrow, Lucy Yu replied. I'm just curious about what kind of medicine is sold in Professor Yang's gourd. People from these 2 classes are taking classes together. Is this some kind of class PK? I don't know either, Professor Yang didn't say that. The discussion here was lively, and almost all the students were discussing what today's course content would be like, but when they thought of Professor Yang Yu, he even applied to the school to adjust the course. For such a big thing, there must be a lot of articles in it. Yi. Not only the students of Yang Yu reacted to the sound that appeared in the arena, but even the students in other classes also realized that when Minus's voice came from a distance. Then Professor Yang Yu must have arrived in the arena. Professor Yang is here. 2 assistant teachers are here too. Quiet, quiet, everyone. Let's see what Professor Yang has planned later. At this moment, the noisy discussion gradually died down, and there were almost no students talking on this side of the venue. They were all waiting for what Yang Yu would say next. Dear classmates, long time no see. Yang Yu saw these familiar faces and had an idea in his mind. He counted the queues in detail and found that 5 times 6 teams, with a total of 60 people, had all arrived. Yang Yu pressed his hand and signaled everyone to be quiet first, and then continued to smile and said, everyone must be very confused in their hearts, and there must be many question marks in their minds. Regarding today's arrangements, both classes will come together. I'm sure everyone wants to know what today's course is about. Yang Yu coughed lightly. It's actually very simple. My arrangement for these 3 classes this afternoon is to show all the students how to play in the gym. Silence. Silence as dead. All the students stared with big eyes. Even the 2 teaching assistants behind them, Hu Jing and Lily Ying, looked at Professor Yang Yu in front of them in shock. Today's arrangement, isn't it about actual combat exercises? How could it become fighting, fighting, fighting in the gym? Professor Yang, this dojo, should be shown. How should it be shown? Chen Bingqiu asked stupidly. Of course we are going to the gym. The Dragon Gym is closer to our school. Let's go to the Dragon Gym first this week. Yang Yu was a little confused. Could such a substandard question be asked by a graduate student? The arena exploded. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 828. What was it like for Yang Yu and his group of 63 people to march from the campus of Yanjing Elf University to the Dragon Gym? It's actually pretty cool. For such a large-scale air travel, it is necessary to fly higher and leave the low-altitude position to some people who are rushing back and forth, so as to avoid congestion midway. When Yang Yu and his party landed at the door outside the Dragon Gym, the passers-by were not surprised. They just looked more in the direction of Yang Yu at the front, feeling as if they were being dazzled, because Yang Yu, if you put away meanness a little faster, so many elves that can fly gather at the door, it will look very crowded. Every day, a large number of students from colleges and universities come to the Dragon Gym. Although it is rare to see so many people at one time, it is normal. After all, it is common for everyone to make an appointment to come to the Dragon Gym to train with the resident trainer. Only this group of people are different. Professor Yang really dares to come. Wow, I really came to the Dragon Gym. I'm looking forward to it, I'm so looking forward to it, oh my god, you can call us directly from the gym to see, this is so happy. This courage is unmatched. The students of Yanjing Elf University once again became excited at the entrance of the Dragon Gym. They discussed a lot along the way, and some were even a little suspicious. If Professor Yang Yu went to the Dragon Gym to fight in the gym battle alone, they would definitely believe it, but taking such a group of people to fight in front of them. What if they affect Professor Yang Yu? Inside, I was still very uneasy. Okay, everyone queues up to enter the Dragon Gym in an orderly manner. This can be regarded as a little compensation for not having classes for everyone in the past month. While watching, everyone, watch and study hard. If there is anything you don't understand, ask again when you get back. These students were deeply moved by Yang Yu's conscientious performance. Being able to come to this class is really great. When I was reluctant to take this course, what on earth did I think, not to take the class of such a good professor? If I really gave up this course, I would regret it to death. Protect the best Professor Yang in the world. The rules of the Dragon Gym are basically the same as those of other gyms. Students of Yanjing Elf University can enter with a student card, and Yang Yu can also easily enter with a teacher card. Fortunately, I can use the teacher card. I almost forgot where I put the gym level trainer badge. While Yang Yu was talking to himself, the students around him who heard Yang Yu's words looked at each other in confusion. Started, Professor Yang started again. After entering the Dragon Gymnasium, Yang Yu's eyes lit up. This should be the first time Yang Yu has come here. The Dragon-type gym is worthy of being an elf gym in Yanjing. There is a magnificent momentum in this gym, especially around the gym, there are huge dragon-type elf statues. Yang Yu's eyes fell on the elf statue in the center of the gym. Rayquaza. That's right, looking up from the top of the gym, you can see a statue of Rayquaza curled up and dancing with dragon claws. The majesty in it is inviolable, and its sharp eyes are just like in the ozone layer. Looking down at everything below. When Darkrai, who was following Yang Yu's shadow, saw this statue, his eyes were filled with awe. The records of Rayquaza in the elven world can be said to be true elves placed on the altar. The collision of land and sea, the shocking battle between Groudon and Kyogre, there are such relics left in the history of the elf world. Among the extremely rare super ancient records, it was Rayquaza who calmed down the anger of Groudon and Kefla, and finally allowed the elven world to survive to this day. In dragon gyms in different regions around the world, the sculpture of Rayquaza is a symbol of the supremacy of dragon spirits. Because of this, in the currency systems of various countries, the pattern of Rayquaza is basically the one with the largest face value of banknotes. In the Dragon Gym, looking around, this should be the place where you can see the most dragon elves in China except the Dragon Valley. At the same time, the resistance of the dragon elves themselves makes it very difficult to enter the dragon gym. It's not unreasonable to fight the gym. At this time, there were many trainers waiting in line in the venue. The first reaction to the appearance of Yang Yu and his group was just a little surprised. However, when some people set their sights on the two beautiful assistants, and finally noticed Yang Yu standing between the two assistants, the situation seems to be starting to get a little bad. Which school is this trainer from? In the venue, Shenzeken, the chief resident trainer of the Dragon Gym, asked briefly. It's over at Yanjing Elf University. Kong Xiao Yan, the resident trainer who had already received news from the school, replied. A student from Yan University. Shenzeken nodded and his eyes began to narrow. As one of the top elf universities in the country, students from Yan University are relatively friendlier in dragon gyms or fairy gyms, and the resident trainers will subconsciously take a high look at them. Of course, in the battle, naturally you will not let go. Who is the leader? It looks familiar to me. Have you come here often before? Shenzeken squinted his eyes, but at this distance, it was still difficult to see clearly. The leader, strange, why is there a professor here? Why is the professor bringing students to our dragon gym? Wait, when Kong Xiao Yan's eyes fell on the list, her left and right eyelids began to twitch crazily. What's wrong? Yang Yu, Kong Xiao Yan's heart trembled subconsciously. This is no exaggeration. Kong Xiao Yan is the new resident trainer of the Dragon Gymnasium. Coincidentally, when she came here, it was around November last year. At that time, there was a lot of news in various gymnasiums. One piece of news is that when Yang Yu defeated the water gym, he also demolished the gymnasium. The Dragon Gymnasium was boring, so a few new resident trainers came to recognize Yang Yu's appearance. Although it was not a test, it was just in case. At that time, almost all the gyms were heavily guarded. Once Yang Yu had the idea of attacking the gym again, he must not be allowed to fight inside the gym. He must be in a place where he would not feel bad if he was beaten. Go to the gym's dedicated training venue to play. However, almost half a year has passed, and there has been no news about Yang Yu, the terrible trainer who demolished the gym, breaking down the gym again, which makes everyone calm down. But I never expected. Yang Yu? Which Yang Yu? Shenzeken was also stunned here for the first time. The name that suddenly became familiar and the figure that suddenly vaguely overlapped with the name. Right, everything is right. The face that was somewhat familiar to Chief Trainer Shenzeken was none other than Yang Yu, the man who demolished the water gym. Professor of the Elf Combat Department of Yanjing Elf University, Yang Yu. Shenzeken saw the title on the information and skipped a beat in his heart. Xiaokong, hurry up, go and inform Master Yun, something big may happen today. Yes, Kong Xiao Yan was also panicked. The Dragon Gym has its own training base for dragon spirits. Acridine. Gym leader Yun Zhenfei was among them at this time. A dark green elf named Yaya was holding Yun Zhenfei's legs aggrievedly, reaching out and crying and pointing at the precious dragon in front of him. Yun Zhenfei, who was about 50 years old, sighed helplessly. Bai, how many times have I told you, if you want to hit, just hit the rock wall, don't hit area with your head. In this base, there are 3 baby dragons, named Baby, Bai, and Long. There are also 2 Yaya, the big one is called Dia and the small one is called Area. In addition to baby dragon, in addition to Yaya, there are also single-headed dragons and buzzing bats, and there are also many mohe horses in the pool. In the future, Mohaima will eventually evolve into the thorny dragon king, who is also a member of the dragon elves. This baby dragon looked at the timid Yaya with a hum. It would still listen to Yun Zhenfei's words, but it was just naturally aggressive. Basically, all the elves in this base are not afraid of it. Yun Zhenfei shook his head. For the dragon elves, this was actually a good thing. However, at the moment, it was time to be more restrained. On that high and large rock, there are two baby dragons, a baby and a dragon. They are standing on the highest peak at this time, imagining that they can fly in the sky by themselves, and then, under a flurry of shouts. Boom! Boom! There were two sounds of falling straight to the ground, and the venue suddenly became quiet. The two precious dragons that fell on the ground had their claws pointing upwards. They probably doubted Longsheng for a while, then they continued to get up, thumping, 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 stepping on rocks to reach the highest point. This is the natural temperament of the baby dragon. If it were not in the primitive world, baby dragon would not jump from this high rock, but from the cliff. Of course, jumping off cliff seems to be just a boring daily routine for baby dragon. Maybe this is also the reason why wild Tyrannosaurus is rare. Gym Master, that person is here, the one you asked our resident trainers to look at photos to identify, Trainer Yang Yu. He came to the gym today. Kong Xiao Yan arrived panting. Here is the training base. Yang Yu, Yun Zhenfei gently touched the head of Yaya, who was holding his calf next to him, signaling it to stay here safely, and then glared at the baby dragon as a deterrent. The baby dragon took a few steps back and ran to bang his head against the wall. Yaya felt relieved now. No wonder I feel like something is wrong these days. It turns out that Yang Yu is here. The owner of the museum, Yun Zhenfei, smiled and clapped his hands. Let's go. Since he's here, we have to welcome him, right? What is supposed to come will always come. Yun Zhenfei grinned. It's good that I'm here. I can finally relax and rejuvenate my muscles and bones. The next update today will be saved until tomorrow, and together with the fifth update tomorrow night, I can just make up for what I owe during the Qingming festival. After that, I can add rewards to the big guys. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 829. This is a gentle gym leader. At every step, do not be angry and be proud. Although the walking speed is very fast, it still gives people a feeling of slowness, like a solid mountain, full of momentum when it comes oncoming. However, being kind does not mean that the gym leader is easy to bully. No one is a simple trainer, especially the Dragon Gym in Yanjing. The strength of the trainers in his hands can be imagined. Master Yun, why did he show up in person? There should be gym-level trainers coming. This is basically the case at Dragon Gyms. Compared to gyms in other areas, you can see gym leader Yun more often. After all, this is Yanjing. It's just that who is the gym-level trainer coming today? If there is one, there may be a duel with the gym leader. Then we still can't see it, unless we are very familiar with that gym-level trainer. Yeah, it's like this every time. I feel so itchy. The discussion among these trainers only lasted for a while, and soon became quiet. They all opened their eyes wide and stared in the direction of the gym leader, wanting to see the one who came to the Dragon Gym today. Who will be the gym-level trainer? Damn it, I think I know who it is. It's Yang Yu. I wonder why that person looks so familiar. When someone in the crowd woke up, Yun Zhenfei, the leader of the Dragon Gym, had already come to invite Yang Yu to the venue to talk. Yun Zhenfei smiled and said, Yang Yu, I didn't expect you to come here today. I said something seems to be happening these days. It turns out that a spring breeze blew you here. Yang Yu replied respectfully, Hello, Master Yun. You brought so many people today, they must be students from the two classes you have in school. It's still Monday and they come to my Dragon Gym for class. It seems you want to do something big. Yun Zhenfei once worked as a resident trainer in the Dragon Gym for nearly 10 years, and it took more than 7 years to become the gym leader. The growth time of dragon spirits is relatively long. If it is a wild dragon spirit, this time will be a longer period, 10 or several decades, is possible. Over the years, he has seen all kinds of gym challengers, and he can tell Yang Yu's thoughts on this trip at a glance. The last gym-level trainer who had such an idea and implemented it had already been beaten home by Yun Zhenfei. I won't mention which university he was a professor at. Whether the idea is good or not, whether you can implement it or not depends on your own strength. If you are not strong enough, no matter how fancy you are, you will still be the one who will be embarrassed when the time comes. However, is it Yang Yu who is here? I haven't given any lessons to the students at the national competition for more than 3 weeks. Please give them some compensation. Master Yun forgives me, Yang Yu replied. Yun Zhenfei waved his hand. It is estimated that only you young people can do such a thing now. I like it if you have courage. If you don't have this drive, are you still a young trainer? Immediately, the owner of the hall, Yun Zhenfei, calmed down for a while, and his tone gradually became serious. Beat me and let me see your strength. Yang Yu was startled for a moment and immediately replied seriously, I will work hard. Xiao Kong, take all the students from Yanjing Elf University to sit in the infield, Yun Zhenfei ordered. Huh, Kong Xiao Yan's tone seemed to have an S missing, which looked extremely weird. What's wrong? Yun Zhenfei frowned. Guan, gym leader, last year, didn't you say that if Yang Yu came to the Dragon Gym to challenge you, the gym leader, he couldn't fight in the gym? If he wanted to, he would have to go to a battle venue in the suburbs. What will happen when the gym is demolished? What the upright Kong Xiao Yan said instantly made the atmosphere that was starting to get a little heated become extremely subtle. Yang Yu. Yun Zhenfei had just turned around and was about to go to the infield, but he suddenly stopped here. Did he say this? It seems like, there is, right? The students from the competition class who came here were all suppressing their laughter. They believed that if anyone dared to laugh out loud now, they would definitely have to face Professor Yang's electrotherapy after they return. Yun Zhenfei pondered for a while, and suddenly realized that one day before, he stared at the intact gymnasium venue for a long time, and he always felt that something was wrong. The original place that was wrong, was here. Xiao Kong, what you said makes sense. Next time something like this happens, remember to remind me again. Yun Zhenfei's face was calm and he didn't seem to panic at all, but he thought of the big news that Yang Yu had made in the water gym before. I was already panicking inside. I'm getting older now. Some things are always easy to forget. He, Yun Zhenfei, was almost going to become the sinner of the Dragon Gym. Fortunately, someone reminded me. The intensity of this elf battle is very likely to surpass the gym level and reach the level of the king. The material used in the Dragon Gymnasium in this Yanjing area is indeed the strongest meteoric iron, which can withstand some of the moves and attacks of king-level elves. However, there is also a disadvantage, that is, once the gym is dismantled, repairing the gym is far more troublesome than water gyms. There is a water layer protection in the water gymnasium, which can alleviate the shock damage caused by moves on the ground, but there is no such thing in the Dragon Gymnasium. Kyoto is expensive, and the battle between spirits beyond the gym level is not possible in the gym. Among them, it is still too dangerous. Let's go to another large-scale battle base in the Dragon Gym. It would be a bit dangerous if there is a battle that exceeds the gym level here at the headquarters. Yun Zhenfei shook his head, his eyes falling on Yang Yu's body. This young man, why does he like to tear down gymnasiums so much? As everyone knows, when Yun Zhenfei first entered the journey of being a trainer, he also imagined that he would become a powerful trainer who could control the wind and rain. Since they were all powerful trainers who could control the wind and rain, it wouldn't be too much to tear down a building, right? However, he finally became the gym leader who protects the gym. You can do it by calling on the wind and rain, but you can't demolish buildings. In fact, this can't be blamed on Yang Yu. In this elf battle, the moves may go out of control during the scene. If the scene cannot be controlled, the venue will be severely damaged. This is a common thing. By the way, Shenzhen, Kong Xiao Yan, and Li Feng, the three of you come with me. Others, take care of the gym. Yun Zhenfei gave the order, and the eyes of the other resident trainers were full of envy. The current chief resident trainer Shenzhen is likely to take over the position of Master Yun in the future. Then Li Feng is one of the resident trainers whose strength has soared recently. Kong Xiao Yan is among the recent batch of resident trainers recruited. Join the Dragon Gymnasium with the first level of overall strength. My heart is still so sour. Tyrannosaurus. Perhaps it can be better to distinguish between dragon messengers and dragon gym leaders. Yun Zhenfei, the gym leader, often rides the Tyrannosaurus. Because the Tyrannosaurus has two gorgeous blood-red wings, it also has blood wings in the elf world. Flying dragon. The initial form of Tyrannosaurus is that of a baby dragon that likes to bang its head against walls and jump off cliffs. After the baby dragon evolves into a crustacean, its body will form a ball wrapped in white armor, with only its eyes and limbs exposed. Like the baby dragon, the crustacean also longs to fly to the blue sky. In addition, the bones of the body have become stronger and the courage has become fatter. Although it is obviously a ball, although it is difficult to move, the desire to fly to the blue sky has become more enthusiastic. Perhaps it is precisely because of such an unchanging heart of flight that the crustacean was able to finally evolve into the Tyrannosaurus with blood-red wings. This intimidating aura is so strong. Yang Yu's heart moved slightly. Even if he was just getting ready to leave, he could still clearly feel the violent power of the violent flying dragon. However, in this case, Yang Yu cannot weaken his reputation. Ho ho ho. Control violence with violence. Figures of flying elves quickly flashed across the sky. The intimidating domain of the Tyrannosaurus and the intimidating domain of the small violent dragon were already colliding with each other in the air. Just in the middle of the journey, there was already an extremely fierce spark of fighting spirit, and the blood in Yang Yu boiled with Xiao Bao Bao. The Dragon Gym leader's Tyrannosaurus also has the hidden characteristics of overconfidence, the superficial characteristics of intimidation, and the hidden characteristics of overconfidence, exactly the same as little Tyrannosaurus. Of course, Yang Yu would not forget to do some homework before coming. This is all public information in the basic information of the Elf Alliance's gym leaders. Double Axe Battle Dragon, Tyrannosaurus, Desert Dragonfly, Spiny Dragon King, Biting Land Shark, Tanabata Blue Bird. The dragon spirit in the hands of the owner Yun Zhenfei is not as simple as it seems on the surface. He also holds an electric dragon in his hand. The electric dragon only has the single most electric attribute, but it can appear in the hands of the owner Yun Zhenfei. There is only one answer. The owner of the museum, Yun Zhenfei, holds the megastone with the electric dragon in his hand. This is news announced relatively early in the country. For gym leaders, they are officially powerful trainers of the Elf Alliance. Showing the strength of their super-evolved elves among the public can enhance the pride of local trainers. This is a deterrent. However, in the gym battles, Super Electric Dragon appears very rarely, and not all gym challengers are qualified for Yun Zhenfei to show the power of the elf mega evolution. Yang Yu is one of them. The battlefield here is not as high-end as the Dragon Gym headquarters, but it is very huge and the venue is very empty. Even if it is smashed, Yun Zhenfei will not feel bad. When the time comes, sand, gravel and soil will be transported over and the site will be repaired before it can be used again. Professor Yang Yu's gym battle is about to begin. Lily Ying, who was silently following Yang Yu, began to feel nervous and expectant. This is an elf battle with Yun Zhenfei, the leader of the Chinese Dragon Gym. Let the game begin. Yun Zhenfei. Yang Yu.